I'm powered up and that's my theme song. Energy, blue flame, ethan going 100%, so now the pain's gone. Super Saiyan, just run pushing the pen till all this paper gone. Dragon Ball Z, Chris popping them capsules, you know his time is long. Hyperbolic.
Ramming the demon, I'm serving the fiends. Jeremiah power is bound to exceed. There is no feelings, I came here to eat. A god of destruction, I need me some wings. Senzu beans. They thought that it was all over for me. Then Cisco went through a Senzu bean. I bounced back and went on a spree. Ethan, Jeremy, Chris, and Raymond. This energy is amazing. Got energy, look at me blazing. Blue flames, I'm getting too hot. Put me on a pedestal, this energy is too godly. Dream up in space, he traveling galaxies. I'm traveling through different worlds, through different timelines, and this energy is on time. Chris popping the capsules, he pulling out long lines. Cisco get the Senzu beans and then he send them to the guys. They thought that it was over, we gon' stay alive. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride.
Yo, mic check, mic check. I repeat, yo, mic check, mic check.
We are here. We're ready to discuss card games.
Alright, it's over 9,000. Let me hear you.
Yo, what's up?
Alright. So I could definitely hear everybody. Just making sure, because sometimes this be acting up for no reason. Alright, welcome back to my channel, people. This is The Last Snow. You'll call me Snow for short. And we are here to do our tier list, prediction tier list, with two of my boys. It's over 9,000 and Omega Z. Introduce yourselves. Starting off with Omega Z first.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Everyone knows me. I'm the guy with the hot takes. But I got over 25 plus years of TCG knowledge up in this brain, and I love sharing it with y'all. We're back again with another tier list.
It's over 9,000. Introduce yourself, my boy.
Hello, I'm a certified Fusion World judge. I play only Fusion World, and I love the game myself. And I'm your admin, and I love to help our community.
All right. And you guys already know me. I stream. I do Fusion World on the client. I do Fusion World at locals. I'm into the card game with Gundam card game. Me and Omega Z is on the card game floor right now. He also does One Piece, unless he retired. He does
No,
Masters.
I slow down on the One Piece for sure. Gundam's just a better game.
All right. So we definitely gonna piggyback on our last tier list for everybody that's actually tuning into the channel. Before we even start, if you guys are new to my channel, press that follow button, subscribe to my channel, both Twitch and on YouTube, and don't forget to go to Omega Z's YouTube channel as well. He's definitely gonna post on the chat box whenever he get the chance to, and then you guys can follow him as well because he does do content. And yeah,
I'm lazy.
he said I'm lazy, but I'll definitely put it on
I
the
have,
link.
I haven't updated I haven't done like I've been doing tournaments and rocking it, but I just haven't done like that profiles in a while. I'm lazy on that end.
Yeah, so we gonna the tier list that you guys are about to see is the tier list from our last set. It was a pre-tier list. It's not saying that we was going into that and that what our prediction was what the final meta was gonna be at. We're just basically telling you guys what we thought the tier list was gonna be at. It wasn't in no specific order. We just put them at the tier section where they we thought we was gonna be at. But so we're gonna piggyback on that and then try to adjust it from there, and then leave the last 5 leaders that we actually got in set 7 for last, and then we'll talk about why they're actually in the tier list bracket or from where they're at. Cool. So let's get to it. Let me just bring up the screen. So this was set 6.5 tier list. This is not set 7. For everybody that's tuning in, this is not set 7. This is not our prediction. So these are, we just didn't want to take all the leaders down and bring them back up. We're just adjusting everything from the old previous leaders and then with the new leaders at the end, and then we'll just try to adjust from there. So we're gonna start off with the stay home. That's what we're gonna do, guys. It's the stay home first.
Yeah, let's work from the bottom up. You know, like this is basically like the trash tier. These are the decks you shouldn't play. Um, I think there's probably a few in here that definitely got really good support. It just remains to be seen whether or not that support is really gonna make them viable. So I think a few of these decks definitely escape from being the stay-at-home tier, and I think the first one that I'm gonna mention that I feel gets the most improvement, not necessarily from FB07, but from an upcoming tournament pack, and that's Goku Black. The new tournament pack card that comes out for this card greatly increases the consistency of this deck. It makes it less high roll. You're able to chump out 6-drop Goku Black as early as turn 3, which I think is insane. So I think Goku Black is one of those decks that it remains to be seen. I would probably put him maybe tier 2, maybe tier 1.5. He's definitely in that space. Again, this is just how I feel about it. I think the card is really strong. Um, we have a player at our locals that really plays nothing but Goku Black, and he's super excited for the card. Like, I'm also kind of excited for it too, because this is a blue deck, and I like playing blue decks, and I feel like this is the one time where some of the blue decks in the game can actually get to shine, and I think Goku Black is one of them.
Yeah, I definitely feel the same way. Top of the tier 2 list, borderline tier 1.5 in my
Yeah.
case. What do you think? It's over 9,000. Mr. 9,000.
Yes, yes. I agree with everything that Omega Z said. There's a specific Japanese player on the client that plays Goku Black on the God tier. I love the deck, but I still believe the deck is missing something. They improve for sure. Uh, I agree with tier 2, top of the tier 2, 1.5. Yes.
All right, so I'll put him at the top of the food chain of tier 2. So that was the first. So we locked in on tier 2, maybe 1.5, right in the
Yeah,
borderline there.
he's definitely in the borderline there. Um, I might get a little flack for saying this also, but the next deck that I think kind of moves out to this, he probably goes up to locals now, and that's Ginyu, because the new 4-drop is insane. And
Oh,
I'm a Ginyu fan. I gotta give him some respect. So,
that
I
Ginyu card is it's a promo card, right?
Yeah, yeah, correct.
I think it's another TP, but
Because
I think it's one of those cards that
I swear to God, when I was actually like opening my case, I'm like, "Where's that Ginyu card? Yo, they robbed me." But I didn't think that was a TP card. But yeah, I'll put him in the locals.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, yeah, but that card it's just, and that's a 4-drop, right?
it's a 4-drop.
Yes,
But what
correct. Agree.
it restands 3 energy if your leader is Ginyu,
And let me guess,
which
20k swing.
I think it's a 20k stat. I'm not too sure. I don't remember offhand. I just know the effects really.
They gotta give Guinea a card that boosts everybody up to like 25, because that would have been interesting for sure, for sure. How strong do I think Jiren could be? We're gonna get there. We're
We'll
gonna
we'll
get
get
there.
there.
We're
We'll
gonna
get
get
there.
there. We just started. We're gonna get there. Whatever you see on the screen right now, this is not finalized. This is last set's tier list. We're just adjusting every leader first, and then we'll talk about the new ones. So right now we move Goku Black from Stay Home to Tier 2. That's a great improvement. Um, Ginyu going up to one card support from Stay Home to Locals. Not that bad. Now we got Piccolo, not King Piccolo, the green Piccolo. What do you guys think?
I think we have a better ramp deck in the new set, which kind of outshines this particular Piccolo.
Yeah.
So I think he stays at home because the new one is just
Yeah.
infinitely better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like this is between this and another leader. I don't really want to like put the other leader on blast, but I feel like this is more extra, like not the extra like the extra card base. Like it depends too much on extra cards, and then his battle cards is not where it's supposed to be when it comes down to like this Piccolo and another leader that we'll talk about later on. But I just feel like yeah, it's missing too many pieces. Its end board is not even as strong as what you think it would be if the beginning of the game is that wide open. Yeah. And then so we're gonna keep him at stay home. Next up
Hmm.
is my favorite leader that I started with from day one, Cooler, the big brother, the big brother. I can finally say he's worth playing now.
I still think it remains to be seen, but the new support is really good. I would definitely give it that. Um, I don't believe in it. I think there's other yellow decks that are better. But the support is definitely something that would elevate him out of stay at home. I personally would probably just keep him around the local level. I don't know if it's any better than that. I'm not too inclined to really play it like that. Um, but like I said, the new support is pretty good. I just don't know if it's really going to help him out the way that, a lot of people want it to be helped out.
Mr. 9000, what you think about Cooler?
Well, he got support, but I think it's locals and or stay home. It's not enough.
You said stay home for
Yeah,
Cooler.
he said it's not enough, which I somewhat agree with. I think it's good. It's just not enough for him.
For me, I definitely agree with you guys when it says it's not enough. He has the aggression, but the problem is they could starve him. With all the cards that he's getting, he's not getting the self awakeners that he needs, and that's where the weak spot is at. No self awakeners, you're you're putting yourself in a position to get starved because the minute you swing with one of your battle cards, that's all your opponent's gonna swing at. Even though you got the one cost freezer, um, to just rest whatever they got on the board, but he's a crit leader, so you want to go for lead. So now what you got on the board to swing for, to wipe off his board. So it's like the 2/4 cost that we got for support for any of the yellow leaders, it fits with him, but it's a little bit too late. Turn 4 to go into 5, your hand's probably like less than 7 cards, and you're already gonna see a real struggle when it comes down to like most of your matches. So I'll definitely agree with the locals. I'll give it to the high locals. Well, it doesn't really matter. It's still at
Yeah.
locals. um, Next up is the King Piccolo. Well, we already know King Piccolo.
Nah,
Stay home.
this deck needs its own tier. Like if we could create another tier level and call it trash, that's where he goes.
Yeah.
But nah, this I don't know what they were thinking when they made this deck. I'm
Um,
just so upset.
in my case, I feel
Like,
like his next support will come out in the next manga set, and see how strong does it do
Manga,
because
manga.
because that last TP that he got actually helps out a little bit, but it's still not enough. So I feel like his pieces is coming along little by little, but I feel like by the time he gets all his pieces, the meta already way past where he's supposed to be at. So yeah, I feel like they did King Piccolo dirty, especially that you can't even
Yeah.
draw. No, not even draw. That you don't even get the 5K combo for the swing of your crit side. That's crazy. That was just ridiculous.
Yeah, he's trash.
Yeah.
Fresh.
So that was it for the stay home bracket. So let's move up to locals. The next up will be Zamasu.
I mean, we can like kind of just like look at all of these and kind of see who might get the biggest boost over here. I think because of the way of how impactful set 7 is, like I look at, for example, I look at the SS3 Daima Vegeta,
Mm-hmm.
and I was willing to put him a little higher, and then I saw the set 7, and I was like, no, he kind of stays on the local level. But if there's any deck that is on here that I think does see some type of improvement and might be going up into tier 2, it's the Blue Trunks, simply
Yeah.
because it got another good card, and I think that card greatly increases its consistency. And I think someone out there is probably gonna crack it. So I think out of all the decks that are currently in the locals tier, Trunks definitely goes up a notch for sure. And in my opinion, I think everyone else that is currently in the locals tier stays there.
Yeah, I think so too. Honestly, I don't even feel like Top Cool should even be at locals. I feel like he should just be a stay at home. Yeah, unless they
No,
give
because
him
it's a fun deck to play. You know, the new Top Coup. I mean, Top Coup also did get a card in this set. Um, Again, it's just one of those pieces that it's just not enough. You know, like what made Top Coup broken was the fact that the Roshi awakened it super quick. You had Kefla at 4, which means you were paying 1 to summon a body that drew a card that summoned another body, and it was just insane. Um, so now Top Cruise is kind of fair, but it's also one of those decks that, like, the Kefla can never come back just because, like, that card just creates so much advantage for it. It's just one of those things that can never come back.
you agree with 9,000?
Uh, yes, I agree with the Trunks going up to the tier 2 with Omega Z. It's the best improvement of the Trunks itself.
Yeah, especially that we're in a meta that there's a lot of 3 cost and less that actually stays on the board to do damage. For him to just keep bouncing them back, that slows down the tempo. That's definitely good. So everybody at local should stay there. You don't think U7 gets a get who said that? J
No.
No,
J
Nope.
no,
J you
nope.
said yo Jay what she say U7 got some nice buffs. Yeah, he got some nice buff, but is it enough to where everybody else got the buff? Like will he still
the
compete?
problem the problem is like his buffs are cards that work better with other leaders. You know, like you got the whole evolve chain in red. Like yes, it can be played in the U7 deck, but there's other red leaders that benefit better with the evolve chain. We'll get into that as we go up the tier list.
Yeah. So everybody
Also, also,
go ahead, bro.
uh, also, I think Green Cell stays on. Sorry.
I thought he was gonna say something nice. He said no, grease out. Yeah, gotta go home. I
uh, it's a rough deck for sure. You know, it just relies on too many specific intricate pieces that if you're a smart opponent, you can see coming. Like it's an easily telegraphed deck to play against. Um, I'm fine with it at locals. I don't think it's that bad. You know,
unless you're gonna try to, it, it can still be strong, but with pieces that don't even belong in that deck. Basically, it's just I don't know. I don't feel like people will actually play that style deck at all.
probably not.
Not even for fun. Like it's just too far behind. It's in the same predicament as not King Piccolo, as the regular Piccolo. It just depends on too many extra cards. The only thing is the A drops. The A drops is amazing. So A drops
Yeah.
is amazing. But besides that, it doesn't have anything else except the little juniors, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. I can't even think about nothing else. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
It just takes too long. Like I think the biggest problem with Cell is that like you have to play to 8 to 9 energy, and most of the Cell cards kill your energy down to 5 a bit. So like you want to play the strongest green cards, which of course in green right now you have the new Beast Hound SCR, you have the 9-drop Broly, and like Cell has to manipulate itself too much to try to get to that spot where other green decks just don't care. They're just ramping. Like we'll get there anyway. So I think that's what keeps Cell down a bit. Just obviously we're going to talk about one of the new green decks in this set that is probably the best ramp deck this game has gotten since Androids. So you know,
Yeah. Oh, so I didn't realize that the chat box was on. It wasn't visible, so you guys can't see what Jay is writing. So the last text he said, it depends, but you forced to go 8 to 9 energies if you want to play 9 cores broadly. But the thing is, Piccolo and Cell is in a position that they're only good at endgame. When you got so many of these decks that's now summoning big bodies at turn 2 and 3, like if you
yeah,
play
it's just too much.
Masters, so by the time they get to 8 9 energies, they got like 3 to 4 big bodies on the board. Like, what are you gonna, how are you gonna remove them? You got the red with the evolution, you got black that um they got bodies that could come out at 35k before turn 4. You have blue that's doing the same thing. It's just a chain reaction that I feel like those two decks is not capable of keeping up with the pace. And you got a lot of
Yeah.
decks right now that got these small bodies that could just be buff up each other to start going 30k swings. And what are you gonna do? How much cards are you gonna have in your hand to counter out of that? So it's like, yeah, I get where you're saying with the whole 8 9, but the meta that we're going into, if your deck don't have some type of aggression, yeah, you're gonna be falling real behind on it. So tier two, we have. All right, so we already got Trunks where he goes. We got Goku Black where he goes. I think that's it, right? Those are the only ones that actually got moved up, and then everybody else we got
Yep, they're the only ones that moved up. We got a lot here that's probably gonna get moved around too. Um, Again, it's just one of those things that remains to be seen. But of the decks that we currently have in tier two, there are two that I want to highlight that got really good support in this set, and I think they move up a notch. And that's King Goma and Bulma. Those
Yes.
two decks with the new cards are phenomenal aggressive decks, and I think someone out there is going to take one of these decks and do some really good stuff with them.
Yep.
King Goma's new card with the bringing in the field spell and all that, super strong, super aggressive. You're getting like 4 to 6 attacks in one turn. Bulma with the new Yamcha card, you're just getting so much field presence that your opponent's just not going to know what to do. Like your board just goes so wide, and unless they have some type of board clear, they're going to get smacked by like 15 battle cards by the time they realize what's going on. So I think those two decks definitely move up a notch to tier 1.5.
Tier 1.5. You agree? 9,000. 9,000.
Uh, I think I agree with Omega that said. They should be at the top of the tier 2 list. Also, I think like, for example, starter Ku or the yellow Frieza should be like a local or stay home tier.
Yeah, I definitely believe in those, because I don't know, yeah, we're gonna have to get to that, because we're gonna have to think about those pieces that came out for yellow, and try to figure it out from there where we fit those. But King Goma and Bulma is going to high tier 2 or low.
I think they're 1.5. Like those decks with the right pilot, I think are definitely going to do some damage. Um, they're. I think they're just phenomenally good, and I think people are probably currently underestimating the two of them.
Yeah, because I said it last time that King Goma, if you don't read the cards and play your cards right, come against this deck, he could just run you over, and it was already dangerous as it was as a fun deck. and people just forgot about it. Like Claudio, our boy Claudio, loves to play King Goma, and he was getting his wins. Now,
He's a monster with that deck. Like,
yeah, he knows how to play that deck definitely. But I definitely can see it at the 1.5 with the Boma. Boma is another leader for sure. Got its boost. Out for two cards to move up the way it did. I definitely see that deck being a dangerous as it's supposed to be. Um, so piggybacking on 9,000, you said Frieza and Starter Crew to go down to locals. Ken, how do you feel about that? Omega said, I mean.
it's all good. Um, I think Yellow Frieza, like we know he's gonna get support in manga, so I think it just remains to be seen how good that support is and whether or not it works with any of the cards in FB07. Right now, I think it does go down a notch. Like he's just not that great. We have better yellow leaders in the game. We have a new Golden Frieza leader that we will talk about later. That I think is probably a little bit better than him. But again, it just remains to be seen, like, what the new cards in the manga set, which we won't know until we get closer to November, what that set's going to have. So I definitely see the yellow starter Frieza going down to locals tier. Starter Crew is probably another one that's a little outshined simply because, again, the new stuff in FB07 is heavily Daima related, and we have two really good Daima leaders that kind of like ebb and flow in and out of the format, so to speak. Like you've seen them top, and then they fall off, and then someone plays with it at like an ultimate battle and does well with it, and everyone's like, "Oh wait, maybe that's good." And I'm just like, "Yeah, they got new Diamond cards, and we got new Evolve stuff, and I think they stay where they're at." But I think I can also see Starter Crew going down to the locals tier, or maybe like tier. Yeah, I see him going down to locals.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
put him down to low because I feel
Yeah.
like he's only good at the U7 support, and everything that's coming out is not U7 anymore. It's all mostly diamonds, and you have so many red leaders that's doing way more of a difference compared to him. So I feel like after set one, I feel like that leader just kind of fell off. Um, let's see. What are other leaders that we got in here? We got the two diamond leaders. We got Bardock. We
Yeah.
have yeah, the two
Yeah,
diamond leaders.
I think the Bardock SS4 conversation comes up again. We did get new SS4 support this set, somewhat.
Yeah,
um, it just remains to be seen whether it's actually going to be any good. I personally don't really know. I haven't really tried the deck out, so I'm a little hesitant to move it anywhere. But it's just one of those things to keep an eye on. Like, hey, we might keep it in tier two, but we're acknowledging the fact that the support may or may not be good, and it might not do anything. We don't know. It could probably just fizzle and not even make any moves.
yeah,
If there's anything in the tier two that gets a buff, but it still is one of those things that isn't enough, Ultimate Gohan. I just feel bad for this guy because, like, we've said it before, where the Gohan Blue Leader was basically an alternate Satan City engine dot deck,
yeah.
and now he's got a little bit more pieces to do like the whole Go Tank shenanigans and whatnot. It's just another one of those things that I'm like, I don't know if it's enough, and it's one of those leaders that be good, but I think we've got other blue leaders that are just outshining what that deck can do, especially for like a self mill leader.
Yeah.
Because we have two decks that are really good at that, and we're gonna talk about both of them later on. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I kind of feel like he's stuck where he's at, even though he's got some new toys to play with. I just don't think it's enough.
What do you think, 9,000? What you think about that Team Gohan or Dog Gohan?
Um, in terms of the SS for Goku, they got the pen, the new pen. Um, could be good, could be bad. I agree with Omega Z set can be surprising. Some good player with SF4. It's not enough. We will see, but Blue Gohan is like got support. Maybe a very good player with Gohan can change the build around because the new Satan City Giblet destroys that. I don't know. We will see.
All right, so everybody's staying the same in tier 2. So we're agreeing on
Yeah,
that. Okay. So
yeah.
now going to 1.5. 1.5. One leader that I'm looking at right now, and then I'm like, and it was a dangerous leader going to a lot of regionals, but I just feel like I feel like he has to go down to tier 2, and that's baby. I'm not like high tier 2, low tier 1.5 because I just he didn't get nothing out of set 7, and the way everything is getting
Nothing is.
boosted, I just feel like he's not as much of a threat as he was before.
No, he was a good option going into the whole like Boo Cell meta. But now that we have so many other decks that also answer Boo and Cell, I think his viability definitely has weakened. I don't think he's a tier 2 leader, but I think he's definitely pushed to the bottom of 1.5. Um, again, it's another deck that's very pilot dependent and requires like a good player to really navigate the ins and outs of that deck based on what the meta is like. I just think we also got new tools in Bulma that make Bulma a slightly better aggressive deck than Baby Vegeta, which I know is a hot take, but it's just something that I feel like. I feel like Bulma out aggroes the Baby Vegeta to a degree now. And then we have another leader that we'll talk about at the as we get to the end of this tier list that is ridiculous. I think is really strong. And of course, we're talking about the Shenron, but that comes later. I mean, yes, we did say Baby is aggro, and aggro is good this format. The problem is there's just better aggressive decks. Um, and I think that Bulma is a stronger aggressive deck over the Baby Vegeta.
Yeah, because you getting the draw power that you need. Baby, on the other hand, if you don't got the aggression of comboing with the trunks to recycle, it need Baby basically needs to recycle in order to get the hand size up. Boma don't need that. Boma actually has potentially the Roshi, the Yamcha, the Bomas. Um, what it was another card. If you're comboing off with the Oolong from the discard pile, that's another pitch that you get for draw power.
Hmm.
You have the 5 cost Goku that combo its own that you don't need the Boma effect to use the power effect for you to go to 40k swing, and then you have the double strike that gets to draw 2 cards and pitch one. Like you're getting all that, and it's not comboing anything off the board. Baby needs stuff to combo off the board, and that's that minimum. That's not. You're basically going wide for one whole turn, and then what? What are you doing after that? Now you're gonna have to combo out on your opponent's turn, and then try to build board again to go wide, and then sooner or later you're just gonna gas out. I'm not saying that he's not an aggro deck, but with the aggression that we're getting into, I just feel like it's not there. At yeah, I just feel like that baby is not there to keep up with the pace. Like he is gonna gas out because not everybody's gonna do. Everybody's doing the same thing he's doing, but a little bit better. You guys could, um, you know, say that I'm wrong or whatever. I'm just saying my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, continuing on with the tier list itself here. Another aggro deck that kind of falls off. Uh, it had its fun in the sun. I think I did say it's probably one of the better picks going into the Boo Cell meta. Again, we have new decks that answer Boo Cell and also answer this deck a lot greater. And that's Green Vegeta. I think Green Vegeta kind of falls out of 1.5 into tier 2, simply because there's just too much that answers what it can do now. Um, and we have a deck that's able to answer it even faster, and we'll get into that in a moment. Um, so I think Green Vegeta kind of loses its power and falls into tier two as well.
Yeah, I definitely could vouch for you on that one. I feel like it's still a strong deck, but yeah, there's a lot of counters to that right now when it comes to that Green Vegeta. It's definitely strong, but like I said, is this meta is shifting a lot of these leaders out of wherever they're at in the tier list, and we're just gonna have to wait and see that somebody's prove us wrong because it's gonna happen. Everything looks great on
It's
paper
gonna
too.
happen.
Yeah, everything looks great on paper. Like I said, like we said from the beginning of the stream, this is just a pre tier list, a prediction of where we think where we think some of these leaders is gonna land, and if they come out on top because somebody somewhere around the world actually build the right deck to actually build upon, and take this to regionals and start topping with it, then that's the game changer. Because that's what we always talk about. Don't follow the meta. Try to play with a non-meta deck. Try to build it the way you want and see how far you go. And then that's when people's gonna start seeing what some of these leaders are capable of. Because right now, the meta that we in right now, before set 7, it was just straight Cell and Kid Buu. No matter how we want, how bad we want to see something else actually topping, it's just hasn't been happening. Um, One leader that I'm still in question about. Well, how do you feel about Gohan, Team Gohan being actually 1.5, 9,000? What do you think?
I think I think Green Gohan will be the tier two. Sorry, again. It's not enough for the meta itself. It got a little bit of support, but we have better green decks than Gohan. It's my opinion. And I know I don't know about Omega Z opinion, but it's my opinion.
What do you think, Omega? What do you think? You think he should stick to 1.5 or go down to 2? Because in my opinion, I feel
No,
like he should be down at 2, honestly.
yeah, he gets knocked down a notch. The new support again. This is pre FB07. I think he was fine at 1.5. Post FB07, the deck is just not that great anymore. So I think he definitely falls down to tier two. So both Green Vegeta and Green Gohan, I think they both fall into tier two. Maybe they'll get new support later on and come back, but right now I don't think they have what it takes to deal with the changes that a lot of these new decks bring into the game.
Yeah. Another one. Fat Boo. I haven't seen a lot of people play that deck, so I really don't have much to say about it. That's why I wanted to ask. Do you guys really think he should stay at 1.5? Even though a lot of people
No,
were saying,
No.
right?
no,
I'm just,
no.
this is my theory because a lot of people say, oh, he could play the same package as Evil Born thing. I'm like, but that's not his leader effect.
That's not his thing.
No,
Yeah,
no,
His leader effect is 2 drop or less, get summoned at the end of the turn. Right now, what's controlling the whole game is a 4 drop. It's not a 2 drop. So I don't understand where people's coming from with that. So,
yeah,
what tier 2?
yeah. I think Fat Blue
no.
falls into tier two as well.
Yeah.
You too, right? 9,000.
For me personally, it needs a lot of more support. It's my opinion, because we have the condition of the margin of the backside of the BBD. It's a lot. It's a lot for the deck to grind itself. Uh, tier two, maybe locals, maybe.
Yeah, that honestly, that's how I feel too. Actually, at locals because a lot of people have high hopes on him, but it's like if you can't follow the effect of the leader, then what is the whole purpose of playing him over the other 2 Boos? So yeah, I just feel like he's going down to the locals. Who's next? We already know for sure Kid Buu and Cell is tier one.
Yeah.
Like we
Again,
got
when we originally did this, it was just one of those things that remains to be seen. I personally felt that the Evil Boo leader was better, and we did see the Evil Boo leader be picked as like an alternate leader for the Boo engine. Um, but this is one of the things that we were definitely hesitant to say that these decks would be top tier, but they are. Like, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about them. I do think that the new decks in FB07 address Boo, and maybe that's what Bandai was waiting for, and that's why we didn't get any type of like
Correct.
ban list while we dealt with this stale as all heck format for the past couple of months. Um, so it just remains to be seen whether or not they will still hold strong. But like we can't take the fact away from them that they were really strong decks. Like
yeah,
it was just insane how strong those decks were.
yeah. Um, one of my favorite leaders is in tier 1.5 right now, but I'm sorry, I hate to say it. He doesn't belong at 1.5, especially with the meta that we're going to. I feel like he goes down to tier 2, and that's Shallot. Shallot definitely
Yeah.
did get a little buff with the triple strike and then using the 5 cost. A lot of people's like, yo, why are you using the 5 cost? I had to explain to them why the 5 cost is so consistent in that deck. But it still doesn't address early game. Early game, you're summoning at turn 3, turn 4. But at that time, your opponent already got 2 to 3 bodies on the board. Like, how you gonna address that? By the time you get your one body, you already got these aggressive decks. Already got 2 to 3 bodies, maybe 4, depending how they flowing. And it's like, it's a great deck. I love playing it, but it's just I don't feel like it doesn't have the aggression that it needs for the early game. And I'm still trying to adjust to it. Like try to see if I can find some pieces to put for early game, but it's gonna take some time. So yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about Charlotte, but I feel like Charlotte and even yeah, now we'll talk about Vegito in a few, but Charlotte, I definitely feel like he's a tier 2. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
I think Charlotte is fine where he's at, just because it is a strong black deck. We just unfortunately get a deck that's basically a better version of him right now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's the reason to put him into tier two. Because one of the new decks in this set is basically just a better Charlotte.
So my
So
so my
I,
question
I,
so my question to you, Omega. So we can answer that question. If 1.5, if you keep him there, is he or is he better than SS4 Goku with his support? And that will answer if SS4 Goku is supposed to be at tier 2 or he's supposed to be going to tier 1.5.
uh, God, that's actually a very good question. I could see the reasoning behind swapping the two, but I can also see the reasoning that they're both tier two. Like yes, SS4 got the new pan, and it's a pretty strong card. I just don't think it's enough to really put it into that like top tier contention.
Yeah.
Um, but that's just me.
Because you know me,
That's hard.
I'm a Bardock fan, but I feel like until the pieces are put together the way it's supposed to, I don't feel like he's moving just yet. I
No.
still feel like he's in tier 2, but he might be 1.5 if somebody out there can find the right pieces to put that deck together and actually take it somewhere. But as of right now, you got a lot of pieces out there and people just don't know what to do with them. Like I'm stuck. I'm stuck trying to build Bardock, and that's my favorite leader. You already know. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
keeping him at tier 2. Just wanted to ask that question because I feel like SS4 with the pan, I feel like he does get a bulk, but with Charlotte, the removals is not there to go against him. It's just
Hmm.
the beginning of the game. I see where we could actually keep him there because you have a lot of these leaders that needs to awaken to do so much damage with their awakening effect, and Shatter doesn't give them the option unless you self awaken yourself. So yeah,
Yep.
I see where you we should keep them there. Anybody else on that list in the tier 1.5 that should stick there, or
I
should we?
I, I think 1.5 is fine where it's at right now. Like these decks, while they may have gotten little to no support, you look at a deck like Gogeta, or you look at a deck like there's obviously room for tech to be thrown into those decks that keep those leaders kind of relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Vegito, for example, got a brand new card that I think is a monster of a good card for the Vegito deck. I just don't know if it's enough to put him into tier one, but that I think it's enough to keep him where he's at. He's definitely one of the high variance blue decks that is really good to play, and if you can mitigate the RNG to the deck is just really strong. You know, but I think he stays where he's at.
All right, cool. All right, so now for tier one, well, everybody that's actually there, we already know one leader that's not supposed to be there, and that is Halo Cool because of the
Yeah,
ban of Pilaf.
he goes to locals. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're not even
Like
gonna
I
try to.
fully believe he would have been good, but he definitely lost without the Pilaf. And that man can fall to locals. We'll keep him there. And then his little brother Vegeta Mini,
Yeah,
he can
Yeah.
also go down there. The
definitely go to locals too.
blue Vegeta Mini is
No.
just not it right now. I
Yeah.
don't even know why we kept him at tier one before. Like maybe I was just on some copium or something. I don't know.
Hey, who knows? Who knows? We was having high hopes, man. It's not a
Yeah.
problem to have high hopes.
One of the things I won't change is the fact that Android 18 is a great deck. I think she's still fantastic. Like obviously Cell is the better red deck, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also just as good. And I think she stays where she's at.
Kid Cool still tier one, baby. Yeah, he's definitely still tier one. That's
I
hands
I
down.
fully believe World Tournament Goku was one of the most slept on decks this entire format since he came out from the manga set. And I
Mm-hmm.
wish more people were brave enough to play this deck and figure out the ins and outs because it is so good. Like I was able to do it, somewhat on a local level, but I think people were just afraid to try it. Like they didn't believe in it, and I'm here to tell you, believe in this guy. Like this deck is really good. It's still strong.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
Yep.
for everybody else, you think Giblet? We already know Kid Cool should be there. Evil Boo, Andre 17 because Andre 17 still is dangerous because he just takes pieces from other decks and just
Everybody else,
makes
yeah.
it better. That's why he's still up there. It's not even Android support. He's just like, whatever you could do, I could do better. He just taking everybody's cards and just makes you
Yep.
look stupid with it. But Giblet, um, I feel like Giblet's still a good deck, but is it tier one?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not saying that he's not supposed to be there, but it's like I don't see nobody playing that deck as much anymore to actually say, yeah, that deck is still competitive. Like, what pieces is he gonna get? Like, if you was actually building Giblet, what pieces are you taking from set 7 to actually install to this deck?
I don't know, cause I think Giblet is just like really strong with his own card. I think that's the way it was designed. You were supposed to be able to get two starter decks, slam them together, and have a competitive deck to go with. I think it's still really good. It's just one of those decks that you have to know the intricacies of the deck to be able to do well with it. And I think that's why a lot of people didn't play it because you have players out here who do well with certain decks just because certain decks can carry them. They don't really need to fully pilot it to a high degree, because the deck kind of just gives them what they need anyway. Giblet's one of those decks that doesn't always give you what you need. Like you have to play to your outs, you have to play to situations with Giblet, and I think that's a skill that a lot of players lacked, which is why you don't see it, popping up as much anymore. But Giblet is still heavily aggressive. I think it's still a great green deck, and I do still think it's tier one.
And hands down, that is the best starter deck right now that we have. So for anybody that's trying to join the Fusion world in the client or in IRL, going to locals and stuff like that, if you try to start off with a strong deck, Giblet, buy two starter decks and try to form the Giblet deck, and right then and there, you have a strong deck, and just try to find the 2 to 3 pieces that you need to make a strong deck, and you're not even spending as much. So yeah, I did definitely give Giblet respect to actually still be up there as one of the dangerous decks to play against.
Yeah,
Um,
most of tier one is just like good where it's at. Touch on like any of these decks that benefit from FB07. Obviously, Yellow Vegeta has a new Floodgate extra card, which is fantastic for the deck. Like it needed any more buffs. I'm of course happy for it. It's my favorite deck, so I'm not gonna complain. But I can also understand the grievance that players have with Yellow Vegeta. Just because anytime a good extra card comes out, it just gets better and better and better. And now we have an on-theme one that floodgates, you know, decks with higher costs. Again, if you look at some of these new decks, it's very much needed.
yeah, definitely, because you got
Yeah.
you got guys like, for perfect example, the evolution, the new tech that we got from Masters. By turn 2, 3, you already got a 40k swing on the board that could restand. Like that, that's just insane. That is just definitely insane to deal with. So with that new yellow Vegeta that just came, new yellow Vegeta support that just came out, is it's definitely gonna be, it's
Insane.
definitely needed. It's definitely needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a feedback, for everybody to actually know that that's watching the stream right now. We're not putting everything in order. It's only landing on a tier that we think that they're landing on. So like right now, we're not saying that Kid Ku is the best deck in the game right now. This is just a prediction tier list. We're just throwing people where we just throwing the leaders where we feel like it's landing on the tier list. So however you see the order of the leaders is not our order. We're just throwing them at the tier list that they belong. So you guys can actually understand. Don't try to
Yeah.
screenshot and then try to
That,
talk and
that's that's what's gonna happen. Someone's gonna screenshot it and put it in your Spirits Discord and be like, "Can you believe this crap?" And then I'm
yep,
gonna have to explain it.
yeah. It's not like that, guys. We're just putting the leaders with the tier list that they belong. That's it. And right now, tier one, I don't I don't feel like any of them should go down. Brawley got his support. Cell got his support. Kid Buu, whether he got support or not, he's still a dangerous deck to play with. Yellow Vegeta got his support. Android 18, especially with that new promo that's coming out as well, is gonna be dangerous. Android 17 stealing stealing everybody's ideas and making it its own. Giblet's still dangerous. Evil Boo, it's just, yeah. All these leaders in tier one
Yeah.
is definitely where they should be at, and T 1.5, and so on and so forth.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I'm very happy with this tier list that we arrived, and I'm very happy with this new set. Um, and I want to speak one of my favorite decks. It's the Brawly deck, the green Brawly deck. It's
Yes.
crazy, 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 crazy card. It's a crazy, crazy card. I love that card. It's an aggressive build. Gave a lot of support for Broly. FB07. We should see Broly on the tournaments, big tournaments. The first tier is like big tournaments, and I love what Bandai did with FB07. For sure, truly.
Good, good. All right. So
Yeah.
now
I
this.
mean,
Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna add on to that, like the Broly BR, the new cheat line and the new four drop are insane in this deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am shocked that they gave that deck such good support. And I think Broly BR definitely becomes one of the best decks in the format. So
Yeah, we're
you want to just to appease some people. Let's move Broly BR ahead of World Kid Go just so that
yeah. Let's do that.
the
Let's get
people.
people mad. Let's get people mad. Let's put Brawley BR in front of Kiku. Cause honestly,
Yeah,
yo, where my man Chris at? Chris went to regional with Brawley. I saw the guy, he was doing his thing, but every time he faced Yellow Vegeta, his what is it? His Shasha.
yeah. Let's put Yellow Vegeta a little higher too, just so that the people who screenshot this
Yeah,
and
yeah,
want to talk
might as
crap,
well. We can at least fix tier one.
we can at least fix tier one.
Yeah,
Yellow
yeah,
Vegeta definitely goes up. Put him between Broly BR and Kid Goku, and then just put Red Cell ahead of everyone.
yeah. Red Cell.
Red Cell's the best deck.
Um, who? Android 18.
She
Monster.
stays where she's at. She's good.
You sure? I was gonna put it right in front of Giblet.
Nah.
You know what? I'm gonna piss everybody off. I'm gonna put her right in the front of everybody. I'm gonna put her in front of everybody. I'm waiting for that one person to be like, "Yo, you see this? I know they going crazy." Android 18. Yo, let them. uh. Also, I don't know if you're aware, but the voices in your group call are a lot louder than yours. All right, my bad. Hey, it takes you guys a whole hour to let me know. I'll put the volume down. I apologize. I apologize.
Jesus Christ.
A whole hour just passed, and now they're telling me about the thing. I appreciate you, Christian. I really appreciate you for that.
Anyway, now
All
we
right,
now
so
now we get to the meat and potatoes.
yeah, now we get to the
Yeah.
new leaders and where they stand at. So let's start off with Omega Shenron.
Best blue deck in the game, hands down. No
But
questions.
best blue deck. What do you think,
No question.
9,000?
Awesome, awesome. Love it. Love it. Love, love, love.
Yeah, because I feel like that deck on its own, what it has like two max cards that's not in set 7 that it needs to support this deck. That
Hmm.
deck is just dangerous. That just is just dangerous. Where you guys put that at? Where we gonna put him at?
Tier one for
Locals?
sure.
Not
No.
local.
He is definitely not a low.
Start pissing everybody off. You know what? Omega Shenron, yeah, tier locals. Let's get it. All right. Next up will be Glorio. What do you think, Omega? What do you think he should land at?
I think this is one that remains seen on whether or not the Evolve package is as good as Bandai thinks it is. I would put him in tier 1.5 for now, because you can go either way. You can actually be either really good, or based on how the format shapes up, he could just be trash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I think he's definitely, in that 1.5 category.
Yeah. What do you think, 9,000?
Yeah, I think when people starting the game right now, it's like picking up Glorio. It's an awesome deck. It's an aggro deck, aggressive deck, um, good, very very good, but lacks of draw power that is missing a lot of the Glorious support. And the evolve package can be better in the future. So 1.5, yeah, I agree.
All right, 1.5 for Glorio. And with the conversation, I've been having a lot of conversations. I can't even put this is disrespectful. I can't even put him in front of Gogeta. It's not even letting me put him in front of Gogeta. Gogeta's like, no, you stand behind me.
You gotta move to Gogeta then.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There, I got it. I've been hearing a lot of talks when it comes to the Glorio, like the pieces that he's getting. People are more happy about the pieces going into the Daima cool leaders than Glorio
Hmm.
itself. So we might
Yeah.
be seeing a little shift there. when we go a little bit deeper into the season of set 7. So yeah.
Yeah, again, it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
remains to
yeah.
be seen. But like, I think any of those three leaders are really good. Um, there's definitely a reason for Daima to play that engine. But again, it's just one of those things that remains to be seen. I mean, maybe Daima can go up to 1.5. I just think that a lot of the tier 1 decks keep Daima down a bit, and that's why we're putting Gloria on tier 1.5. He can go either way. Tier 1 decks can probably knock him down and put him in a tier 2, or he can actually hold his own and be a tier 1 deck. Um, again, this is the set 7 prediction, and we predict that Glorio is good.
Yeah. All right. So next up we have the Righteous. Finally, a Piccolo that matters, because if you can see, the only stay home deck is Piccolo. So where you guys land this orange Piccolo at?
You want this one, or should I go?
Go ahead.
9,000.
Go ahead, 9,000. Go ahead. I want to hear what you guys say.
So I tested a lot of green pickle, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. He has two variants, one for androids and one for the normal pickle with the Earthling package, more defensive pickle. So this deck needs to see the ramp always, always, and ramp, and needs to see Beast Gohan or the blocker Piccolo. Um, Faster aggro decks can beat him, can beat him. I put it on the beginning, maybe 1.5. Androids is like similar pace than Piccolo in terms of the ramp, but Androids has a more aggressive verdant than Piccolo itself. It's my opinion. I don't know if I'm right or if I'm wrong.
Yeah. I could piggyback on that. And me personally, uh, testing out Orange Piccolo and actually playing against Orange Piccolo, definitely see that deck is definitely strong if you got the right pieces going, right? Um, because that Beast Gohan to tap a discard five, pitch 5 of your energies to pitch 5 back, that's just insane to me, because now you're just restanding 5 energies back and you could just summon something else on the board. So it's like, me playing that deck today made me realize that it does need early game pieces to ramp, because the ramping of Piccolo is in the mid to late game, and that's not really not good, especially if you got decks like going aggro. Because I was playing today against King Goma, and King Goma just wrecked me, because it just got to the point that it was just flowing. All these small bodies, restanding, draw power, and everything else. So it's like, I agree with 9,000 with the 1.5, but I still feel like it's still a tier 1 deck. Just try to find the right pieces from old decks to actually make it more stable than what it is now with just that 7 cards. What do you think, Omega?
Uh, Green Piccolo. I'm sorry, Green Golden Piccolo. I thought I hit the car because that deck is golden now. But Orange Piccolo is just really, really good. The ramp engine, if you build the deck right with the proper ratios, you're almost always going to see. Like, there is no way this deck is missing ramp. If you missed ramp, you just drew bad. Like that's the only reason I can see it happen. Orange
Yeah.
Piccolo is probably one of the best ramp decks to come out in a long time since N, which I said earlier in the stream. Um, Easily tier one. I don't see it any lower than tier one. Obviously, yes, I do agree with what 9,000 said, where like you aggressive deck. Um, Orange Piccolo definitely loses to a lot of the heavy ag. But if you're going up against like the slower mid range to control decks, that deck has a shot to just really, really surprise you, ramp into the beast, get the 9 cost Broly. Like it's just like Android to pick some of the pieces from the other green decks and go, this is mine now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, next. I can't even finish that sentence. Next up is Golden Frieza, and there is so many controversy when it comes
Boy,
to this leader.
my
So
boy, my boy, my boy.
go ahead. I want to hear
It's
what
my
you
boy.
got to say about her 9,000. Talk to me. Talk
It's
to the
my boy.
people.
It's my boy. It's my boy. Golden Freezer is my boy. I will play this on the client. Period. Eh, It beats Boo. Point. Uh, it's an awesome deck. Spam deck. Lock deck. It's a crazy deck. I love the deck.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The support that Golden Frieza got, it has more lockage into the game that is gonna be really annoying to play against. And then with the whole looking at your life and then spam tapping one, like somebody had to make me think about this, right? If you're swapping cards out of your deck into, I mean, out of your hand into your life, you put the 6 cost into your life, tap one energy at the end of the turn to just summon that 6 cost from your life to the field. That means it locks down your opponent's next turn. It's just crazy. Like your opponent won't even think that's coming next turn. Like your opponent really gonna have to second guess. Like, damn, what am I gonna do if this turn if he ends up pulling that trigger, summoning that 6 cost. Like that could definitely do some damage. What do you think, Omega?
I think Golden Frieza is probably currently underrated a lot. There's a lot of back and forth with this leader. I'm still personally like iffy on it. Um, just because I feel like this is a leader that if you're smart, you can starve it properly to where it doesn't gain as much advantage off of its own life manipulation tricks. Um, but I do think it's a good deck. You know, I'm not trying to say it's bad or anything like that. I don't see the vision that other players are currently looking at. You know, when it comes to Golden. Um,
Yeah, that's understandable.
you know, so the fact that it can cheat out the 6 drop Golden Frieza is insane because 6 drop Golden Frieza is an insanely, and this guy being able to cheat him out for essentially one energy uh, is like preposterous to me. I never would have imagined a deck being able to do that.
Or even at the same time with the new blocker, the five
Mm-hmm.
cost. Summon a blocker. Now you got a blocker, and that same blocker could lock something off the board. Like
Yep.
that's a 35K swing blocker, which is crazy, because that means he could actually survive and be on your offensive side for your next turn. Like that's
For sure.
dangerous as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
where you guys
I
think we should
saw.
put him at? What you were saying, 9,000? Sorry to cut you off.
Uh, sorry. I saw like a yellow freezer put like the 5 cost mecha freezer in the last life and played the 5 cost mecha freezer, spam a king colt and spam another bot. It's like crazy. I saw that. It's like a big board of battle cards, and I was like, what the fuck? But yes, I would put at 1.5, maybe. I
Yeah,
love the deck.
I was thinking the same thing. 1.5 should be the right piece until we actually see the full potential of Golden Freeze of 1.5 should be where it should be at. What do you think, Omega?
I agree with 1.5. You know, it's just one of those things that remains to be seen, and it like Glorio can go either way. You know, it can fall up, it can fall down, but I think 1.5 is about where we put it for our prediction.
Yeah. And last but not least, everybody's
Oh,
most likely favorite deck to play with is Omega
oh yeah.
Shenron. I mean Shenron, my bad. Apologies. We already said Omega Shenron. Black Shenron. I had people that does not play Fusion World and tell me I'm about to play Fusion World just to play with that fun deck because they saw me and my boy Kratos play against each other at locals, and it's like, yo, I think I'm gonna have to put Gundam on the side if it dies out, and I'm gonna end up playing Shenron. So Omega, what do you think? Omega, talk to me about Shenron.
Uh, I don't. So there's what I have and what I personally feel, and I think it's a hot take. The last time we had a tier zero format, Apku, and I feel like this deck has the potential to create another tier zero format
Ooh.
because I think it's the best black deck in the game. And the fact that it can summon a triple striker as early as turn 3 is
Turn 2.
insane.
I did it.
Turn 2.
I did it in turn 2. I
That's
did
crazy.
it.
Like I don't think any deck should be able to do that, and this is the deck that does that. And it's scary, dangerous. I think it sets a deadly precedent for the direction of this game. Um, I just don't know. I feel like we just left a very terrible, like almost 2 deck format, and we have the potential. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I just feel like how strong this deck is can potentially ruin the game again with it being able to summon all the big bodies over and over. Like I don't know if that's good or a bad thing. But again, remains to be seen.
And right now, it's just with the whole, you know how some of these leaders and some of these battle cards have crit. Shenron don't care. Those Dragon Balls land in the discard pile, you're done for. So it's like this is the only deck that has no problem having his whole deck in the discard pile because he's gonna get reimbursed right back into the game. So it's like it just makes it dangerous. Even though Omega Shenron does the same thing, but it can only do so much once per turn. But Shenron to actually do the whole deck is crazy. It's just definitely crazy. You just gotta have the right pieces when it comes to the searchers, the radar, the Dragon Ball plane itself, the swinging, the body swinging, and then pitching the Boma. The Boma and the extra card actually going inside your life to see what you have is just crazy and mind blowing to me. That deck actually could do that. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So we all agree, Shenron. Y'all hear me right? 9,000 and Omega.
Yep.
So we all agree that Shenron is a stay-at-home deck, not for bad purposes. Not it's a stay-at-home deck. Like don't bring that. We don't need another tier 0 deck.
Yeah, keep that deck home. Don't play that shit.
No, don't play it. Just keep it at home because you guys gonna go out of control. Stay at home. RNG. Yep. Keep that deck at home. Nah, but it's definitely tier 1.
Click.
Yeah, definitely hands down. Look. Okay, Omega Shenron's not letting me do it. Oh, he's not letting me do it. Hater, not even letting me put him in front. You know what? I'll force you to be back. So yeah, so this is what it is. So for everybody that's tuning into the channel, I must say this loud and clear. The way they're lined up is not the way we think they're gonna land. We just threw them in the tier bracket that we feel like they are. Just letting you guys know. And I know we're saying this 1,000 times. Me and Omega already went through this. 9,000, get ready. Because you're going to see a lot of people screenshotting this and be like, yo, how is it that you got such and such there? So you know what? I'm going to do it on purpose. And I'm going to put Android 18 right in front. To get people pissed off because it's just out of control. Like, people just don't listen. And especially... And what I've noticed, a lot of people's doing tier list, right? People watch the tier list, but they scroll all the way to the end. They don't actually sit there and actually hear what anybody has to say. It's not just our tier list, it's everybody's tier list. You have people out there that just go into YouTube, type in, and then look at the tier list. They'll zoom in, or they'll fast forward all the way to the end to see what the tier list look like, screenshot it, and then put in a group chat or do what they want to do with it, and then start talking nonsense that we put this. How they don't know what they're doing, but it's not. That's not it. If you guys really want to know about the game, and you really want to watch these videos, my videos, Omega Z videos, anybody's videos, you guys have to actually sit there and watch these videos and see why we put each and every leader where they at. So, like I said, it's not a guaranteed tier list. It's just a prediction of where we're going into the meta, and then let's see how much does it shift, because we saw from last set to now how much it shifted. Let's see how from this going to the manga set that comes out in November. Let's see how much does it shift from there. All right.
Yep.
Too many decks in tier one. You guys don't play Fusion World. You suck. Yo, I can't. I can't. Yeah, I care with you, bro. But appreciate you guys for tuning in and tag teaming with me, 9000 and Omega Z. Um, for everybody that's actually tuning in to the channel, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Also, Omega Z's channel. Um, it's over 9000. You don't got a YouTube channel, right?
No.
All right. So yeah, he's
Um,
in the Discord with us though. If you guys definitely need some judges feedback and everything else, you got Omega Z, you got 9000 from two different sides of the world. If you guys need to have any questions and concerns, they're on the Discord channel. Feel free to ask away, and somebody's gonna answer you guys. So don't be afraid. But for the last couple of minutes, you guys got any words before I log off? Megazet and 9000.
I'm very hyped for the FB07. I'm looking forward to test more into the client. And I'm very happy what Bandai did. And I think they don't unban anything or ban anything. I think we are fine like this. And maybe in the future, maybe the tier 0 Sharon. I hope.
Any final words on Megazet?
No, I'm always glad to input my thoughts with these videos. Just like you said, I think a lot of people just look at the picture and then they go, "What are these guys saying?" And it's like, listen to the video. You got to explanations. You know, it would take long to go into like full in depth on every single deck. So we kind of gave like the Cliff Notes version of why these decks should be there. And the reason why there's a lot of decks in Tier 1, like to me, Tier 1 is like decks that if you're going to competitive events, if you're trying to be competitive in this game, these are the decks you should play. And I feel like there's always more than one Tier 1. Even coming off a last format where everyone thought the meta was just boo and stuff, I personally felt there were other decks that were good. You just had to really test and know the matchup. You saw players essentially win in top with a lot of off meta decks. You had an event where Baby Vegeta uh, won. You had an event where you had a couple of events where Green Vegeta made the top 8. You had some events where even the SS3 Yellow Daima Goku made a top in a Fusion World event. These things can happen. These are decks that, if you're willing to put in the time and willing to put in the work, you will be surprised to see how rewarding these decks can be. So any of these decks in Tier 1, if you take the time out to understand the matchup, learn the play lines, and know what goes into beating all these other, you'll go far.
Yeah, definitely. But appreciate you guys for actually tuning in. We try to do the best that we can to try to do this earlier in the month, but our schedules is all over the place. I'm glad that we actually got it through, and Set 7 is not fully stabilized just yet. It's on the client right now as of yesterday, and it's been on IRL since last week. So not official on regionals. So it don't officially come out till what, this weekend, right? This week, yeah. Doesn't officially
It
come
doesn't
out.
officially drop to Friday.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
officially drop till Friday, so it's not legal for the regionals for Dallas, which Me and Omega is actually attending this weekend for Gundam and for Fusion World. So we definitely gonna have some fun. I'm most likely gonna do a vlog for it, so you guys gonna actually see me vlogging. I'm not sure about recording my matches, but you know I'm trying to have as much fun as I can on the weekend that I'm actually there. But thank you guys for actually being here, teaming up with me to do this tier list. Really appreciate it. And for everybody that's actually tuning into the channel, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Both mine and Omega Z's. Any questions and concerns, the Discord channel is there as well. We keep posting it on the comments. So you guys can click the link and just start following us. And I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you guys enjoy your night, morning, or afternoon, depending what time frame you guys actually seeing this. And thank you, and see you guys in the next one. Latest.
I'm powered up and that's my theme song. Energy blue flame, ethan going 100%, so now the pain's gone. Super Saiyan, Jet run pushing the pen till all this paper gone. Dragon Ball Z, Chris popping them capsules, you know his time is long. Hyperbolic.
Raymond the demon, I'm serving the fiends. Jeremiah power is bound to exceed. There is no feelings, I came here to eat. A god of destruction, I need me some wings. Senzu beans. They thought that it was all over for me. Then Cisco went through a Senzu bean. I bounced back and went on a spree. Ethan, Jeremy, Chris, and Raymond. This energy is amazing. Got energy, look at me blazing. Blue flames, I'm getting too hot. Put me on a pedestal, this energy is too godly. Drum up in space, he traveling galaxies. I'm traveling through different worlds, through different timelines, and this energy is on time. Chris popping the capsules, he pulling out long lines. Cisco get the Senzu beans, and then he send them to the guys. They thought that it was over, we gon' stay alive. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now we powered up and it's time to ride. Now